If you want to start a YouTube channel, gear does not matter, at least in the beginning. Today, I'll share my YouTube setup on what I use to record these weekly videos. I'll split it into two parts, the gear I started out with and the gear I currently use. So let's get into it. Okay, I don't own a traditional camera, I just use the phone I already have. And the first video I ever uploaded was shot on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. If we fast forward 3 years later, I'm still using an iPhone, the 16 Pro Max. I'd love to get a dedicated camera someday, but I like how simple and quick it is to grab the iPhone and start recording. And you know what they say, the best camera is the one you have with you. I mainly use the default camera app, and I record in 4K 60 FPS. When shooting these clips, I just point the camera at the subject, tap and hold to lock focus and exposure, and hit the record button. If I need more control, I'll use the app Final Cut Camera. This allows me to fine-tune the white balance and monitor the exposure and focus. And last month, I started experimenting with ProRes Log, but those file sizes are very big, and 4K 60 or higher can only record to an external drive. So I connect this from Zyke, and the iPhone records straight to there. So whether you have a camera or phone, just use what you have and start recording videos. Alright, for still shots, I started with a basic tripod from Fujitech. The base has a small footprint, and it can extend up to 51 inches high. When I'm ready to record, I slide the iPhone in the mount and screw this to secure it. I can even tilt it forward or back for some angled shots. The only downside with this tripod is I can get a little wobbly the higher it is. It's currently at max height, and with the slightest movement, the iPhone starts to shake. It will stabilize after a bit though. The tripod I currently use is this one by Newer. It's a lot more heavy duty since it's made with carbon fiber and aluminum. It can go as high as 72 inches, and the 3 legs make it a lot more stable. It just has a wider footprint. This tripod has two things I really like, the 360-degree head and the adjustable middle column. And before I forget, I have this MagSafe mount to easily attach or detach the iPhone. I can tilt the head to just about any angle, then secure it with these two knobs on the side. And this knob on the front allows me to have those nice panning shots. When I lift the middle column all the way up, I can adjust it to any one of these preset angles, including an overhead shot. And this knob enables 360-degree rotation. If you're interested in these tripods, I'll be sure to link them and everything else I mentioned in the description box below. So for unboxings and software reviews, I like to do these overhead shots. Before, I would use a Fujitech tripod, clamp this Towazo arm to it, then add a poster board. And I sat on the floor and recorded the clips I needed. It's not the greatest looking setup, but it got the job done. Now I use this Newer tabletop stand that just clamps on a desk. I clear off some stuff to make some room for the product, then put everything back. It was a hassle to do this every time, so I bought a folding table just for these types of shots. I also bought some colored poster boards and props to make the clips look more pleasing. The iPhone has pretty good stabilization, but it can get a little awkward when you're recording with one hand. And this is where a gimbal like the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P comes in. It makes recording a lot more comfortable with one or two hands, and the stabilization is a lot smoother. For those walking or panning shots, I just move around slowly to give it that professional look. I can also get some unique shots, and it doubles as a mini tripod. I try to use natural light whenever I can. It's free, and I don't need to set up anything. My desk setup has pretty good lighting, as well as my TV setup, but for the gaming setup, not so much. So I use a softbox from Newer. These are height and tilt adjustable, but you can't change the brightness or color. I normally put these in a corner of a room and point them up at a 45-degree angle. And it comes in a set of 2, but one provides plenty of light for me. Here's my desk in low lighting, and here it is with the softbox. Good lighting makes all the difference. For audio, I've gone through a few mics. I started with the iPhone's built-in mic, then I bought a lav mic for a small boost in audio quality. I eventually upgraded to the Blue Yeti attached to a compass arm, and my voiceover sounded even better. The only problem I had was it's a little too bulky with a shock mount and pop filter. So I now use 2 different mics depending on what type of video I'm recording. For long-form content, I use a Shure MV7 with a pop filter from the SM7B. It's plugged in via USB, and it makes my setup look a lot cleaner. I even monitor the audio in real time with the AirPods Max. And for short-form content, I recently picked up the DJI Mic 2. It's purely for convenience, and I can record my voiceovers anywhere without having to be tied to my desk. The audio isn't as good as the MV7, but at this size, I'm not gonna complain. After I'm done recording, I'll copy them to the Zyke drive and save them to the 14-inch MacBook Pro. I used AirDrop before, but that took way too long. I'll also back up my footage to the Samsung T7 and Ugreen NAS. I have a separate video on my desk setup, so I'll leave it in the cards and link it down below. But to quickly go over everything, it's the 32-inch LG monitor, Shure MV7, and some external drives are connected to the CalDigit dock, and one cable goes straight to the MacBook Pro. Then I use a Magic Trackpad, the MX Mechanical Mini, and MX Master 3S to edit my videos. I only covered the gear I use to record videos and didn't mention any apps or software on how I edit and manage them. But if anyone is interested, just let me know in the comments down below. So you don't need fancy gear to start a YouTube channel. Use what you have, focus on creating content you're passionate about, and have fun with it. As always, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!